I once saw a movie where a guy and his son, maybe his wife was there too, I don't remember, but they were both in a Nazi Germany concentration camp together. I don't remember the name of the movie, but this guy would walk around and choose to be joyful in his heart regardless of what was going on around him. And I think he was separated from his son, but from time to time, when the group of men were marching to do work or whatever it was, he would see the son and the son would see him. And, the group's being led, so the leader can't necessarily see behind him that well, whatever, but this guy would make funny marching gestures, swinging his arms up and down while he's marching, and just trying to make his son smile, almost like joking with his son without words, because he wanted his son to feel less fearful and not feel the dread that so many were feeling in this concentration camp. So basically, here you had a man who was being watched all the time, and the people watching him were following the orders of the very small select group of bad guys. And isn't that kind of what the gang stalkers are? They're these soldiers that are following these orders for whatever reason. In my other recording, I mentioned the power of seeing the watchers as victims themselves and choosing to let loving compassion shine forth from us towards the watchers, not for their benefit so much, but for our benefit, as a way for us to invest in our own power and our own choosing of joy of life, etc. But maybe from time to time we don't want to apply that energy. Everything takes energy, right? But there's going to be times when we don't want to apply that energy. We just want to go through our day. So in times like that, what if we simply did not acknowledge the watchers? Even though you know they're there and you know what they're doing, we just choose to not acknowledge their presence. We don't offer any negative vibes, which we never should do, according to my other recording. And we don't offer any positive vibes. We just live our lives. We just do our thing, right? Because it seems like one of the purposes of the watchers is to, one, drain our power from us, but two, take our friends away from us. How many times do you go out with a friend or friends and you're laughing with your friends and you're having a good time, and then you notice the watchers? And then, because it's so hard to be alone in this, you tell your friends about the watchers. And for whatever reason, so many times the friends can't see it. It's not that they want to go against you, but they can't see it for whatever reason. And so then you get into that argument that so often occurs when the scenario is dealt with in that manner of sharing with your friends who and where the watchers are. Now, if the goal of the higher powers that control the watchers is to get rid of all your friends, then indeed, with most victims of the watching, it works, doesn't it? Because we feel it is so important to let our friends know that the watchers are watching. But if we've tried that one time, sure, I get it. We want our friends to support us and know what we're going through. And then we may try it a second time. But if the second time, after the first time, if both times, our friends cannot see, they just cannot see that this is the case, then why do we choose to repeat a pattern that benefits neither us, nor our friendship, nor our friends? There are people online, there's communities online that we can talk to about these things, that understand, that go through similar things. So we can find some support. Now we can choose to think that our friends, because they can't see what we see, must be part of it. But what if we applied a more compassionate lens? What if we decided to give them the benefit of the doubt that they just can't see? That doesn't mean they don't want to see. We could see all of their arguments with us as more attacks on us, when in reality, our friends just don't want to see us stressed out. They don't want to see us unhappy. So all their arguments is coming from a good place of trying to bring you back to a happy way of thinking, a place where the stress doesn't exist. And maybe our friends aren't geniuses and they don't know the right way to help because they can't see. For whatever reason, they can't see what we see. So we get to go one of two ways, right? We get to be so easily manipulated by the 1% of the 1% who controls the watchers by applying this technique of getting us to share with our friends what's happening, knowing exactly how the cycle will turn out, that you will believe your friends are part of the bad guys. These friends that have brought you nothing but laughter and joy through your whole life when you guys would get together. Does it make sense to throw them away simply because they're incapable of seeing what you see? So yes, things may change with you and your friends. Maybe you don't feel that close bond you used to feel because you don't feel supported like you want to be. But is that really a reason to throw them out? Even if they're being manipulated to some degree without even knowing it. Why can't we take back our power and say it's okay that my friend doesn't get it? I can still appreciate the joy and laughter that my friend brings into my life. If we can find a way to say that and to look at it this way, then we rise above this thought process that works so well to push all sources of joy and laughter out of our lives. So once again, we choose love and compassion, even for our friends, even if we cannot completely trust them because we feel they're manipulated without knowing it. If you're aware of it, then just have compassion on them being the victim of similar things that you're the victim of. And say to yourself, I have the power because I have the knowledge of what's happening around me. So I can still enjoy my friends for what joy they bring into my life. Because I laugh so much with them. Because I do these fun things with them. Because we have these intelligent conversations that are enjoyable. And these things bring me joy. So we don't throw out the baby with the bathwater, with the dirty bathwater. We keep the baby that we love because we're aware of the dirty bathwater. If it's there, let us not be manipulated so easily by the 1% of the 1%, the small group that controls the masses. There is true power in love. Fear will drain our power. Love and compassion makes us rise above those we feel compassion towards. So go somewhere else to find the support. Go find the support from the people that get it, the people that understand. But don't let the powers win if their goal is to isolate you from all your friends. Don't feel angry at your friend for not getting it. Have compassion on your friend for his victimization and continue to enjoy the beautiful things you've enjoyed with your friends for so long in your life.